Ekubo is a decentralized exchange protocol, or DEX protocol, specifically built for Starknet, an L2 or Layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum. It leverages features such as super-concentrated liquidity, singleton architecture, and extensions to provide best pricing. And DOG is a utility token on Starknet created by the Avenues ecosystem. It serves as a gas payments token on Starknet via Avenues Paymaster system, and it is also tradable against USDC in the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool, so that users can trade, swap, and provide liquidity with it. An LP or liquidity provider is someone who adds token to a trading pool so that people can trade and swap them. In return, these LPs earn fees and sometimes rewards. So providing liquidity in Ekubo is broken down into 3 simple steps. The first is selecting a liquidity pool, the second, selecting a price range, and the third, depositing tokens. And now I will show you how to provide liquidity to the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool with this demo. The first step is to open the Ekubo app. Once you open the app, you are greeted with their app interface. But since we want to provide liquidity pool, we click on pool. So when you open the pool section of the app, you see different pools in which you can provide liquidity to, and each of them contain token pairs. We want to provide liquidity to the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool. So you can see here we have the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool, and we click on it. Now, once you open the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool, you are greeted with this cool interface, which seems frightening at first, but fret not, I will walk you through what each of these things mean. So, firstly, you have the token pairs here. You have to provide your tokens in pairs because you have 2 tokens and you want to also facilitate trading between these 2 tokens. So you have to provide liquidity to both the DOG token and the USDC token. Now, you can specify your price range using different options. The first is through these levers here. Also, you can also adjust it using this minimum and maximum price. You can also adjust your price range using this tolerance percentage. These are the different ways in which you can adjust your price range. So let's leave it as plus or minus 10%. Now you have the fee tier. The fee tier has 2 categories. You have the fee and you have the precision. The fee is the amount that traders will be charged whenever they trade against your liquidity pool, and the precision shows you the percentage of each of these ticks. So since you have 0.6%, it means that each of these ticks has a precision of 0.6%. And one good thing about this fee tier is that the tighter your fee tier, the more your capital efficiency, and the more your capital efficiency, the more your estimated APR, that is your annual percentage range. And yes, one thing I forgot to mention is that the tighter your price range, the more you earn. So the tighter your price range, the more your capital efficiency and the more estimated APR you earn. If you have a very tight price range, yes, your earning fee will be high, but what it also means is that it's very easy for the price of that liquidity pool to go outside of your price range. And remember, if the price of DOG goes outside that your price range, you stop earning. So which means that you have to come back every time to check and readjust it. And adjusting or readjusting your price range will also cost you fees as well, so you should bear that in mind. But if you have a wider price range, you can see that your capital efficiency has dropped, and in turn your estimated APR has also dropped as well. But the good thing about this is that it is relatively difficult for the price of DOG to go outside your price range, and so you don't necessarily have to come back every moment to come and check it, and you don't necessarily have to still readjust again, so it won't cost you extra fees. So with all that in mind, let's go ahead and provide liquidity to this liquidity pool. So the next thing I need to do is to connect my wallet. You should already have a ready wallet. If you don't, once you click on this connect wallet, you'll be taken to a sign up page where you can sign up to get a wallet. You'll be provided some phrases and they are good to do with your wallet. So I already have a wallet, so all I just need to do is to provide my password. And click on unlock. Alright, so my wallet has opened. Okay, so I have selected my liquidity pool, which is the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool. I have selected my price range, and now what is left for me is to deposit token from my wallet into the liquidity pool. So I want to provide a liquidity of $1. I can can see the equivalent USDC is 0.004490. So this is the capital efficiency. My capital efficiency is 16.6 times, and I will be getting an estimated APR of 87.06%. So after all that, I click on add liquidity. So they will take me to my wallet for me to confirm that I want to provide this liquidity. And on providing the liquidity, I'll be gifted an NFT which contains the whole details of the transaction in which I've just done here. And I'll click on confirm. So I will click on view to see what my liquidity looks like. Alright, so the transaction has been sent. You can view your positions in the pool tab. So I'll view my positions. So while we wait, I can also check my status here, and my status is active. So let's click on it and see. Alright, so this is the details of the transaction that I just did. So that is simply how to provide liquidity on the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool. Remember, you just have to select the pool, you select your price range, and you deposit token. As simple as that. Now, in as much as it is very easy to provide liquidity to the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool, there are also other interesting reasons why the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool on Ekubo is even better and more advantageous than other traditional liquidity pools. The first is the customizability. This allows you to pick the price range in which you want to provide the liquidity pool. Now, selecting a price range in which to provide liquidity is cool because when the price of DOG is well within your price range, you get to earn higher fees, unlike in other traditional pools where the fees you earn is spread out evenly across all liquidity providers. The DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool is on Ekubo, which is a protocol on Starknet, a layer 2 blockchain. So the gas fees you use in these transactions are relatively lower compared to other traditional liquidity pools. Also, you have the flexibility of readjusting your price range at any time in order to optimize higher earning. But in traditional liquidity pools, you have little to no flexibility to do such. Lastly, you get to earn incentives such as the APR or the annual percentage range, which is how much you earn in a year from your investments in the pool. Another incentive you get to earn is the DeFi Spring reward, which is usually in stack tokens. This is a reward given to people that use the DeFi apps such as Ekubo in order to boost activity and liquidity on Starknet. The DeFi Spring Reward is a program that began in February 18, 2024, and in addition to the Phase 2, which began in July 1st, 2024, a total of 90 million stack tokens are to be allocated, and the program continues until the entire 90 million stack token allocation has been completely exhausted. Now, bear in mind that this is not a financial advice because actual stack rewards varies and are distributed based on how much liquidity you provide and for how long you provided them. Now, the good news is that as of this July 2025, the stack tokens are still being actively distributed. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Ekubo, provide liquidity to the DOG-USDC Liquidity Pool, and start earning active rewards on Starknet.